How could one man survive a submarine explosion, escape from the depths of the ocean, and live undetected in enemy territory for over a year, only to be dismissed as a liar by his own navy? In December 1941, a British submarine, HMS Perseus, struck a mine off the coast of Greece, plunging to the ocean floor with 61 men aboard. One man, John Capes, was thrown from his bunk in the dark. Surrounded by death and flooding waters, against impossible odds, he found an escape device, fought his way to the surface, and, alone in the freezing Mediterranean, swam toward the distant cliffs of Kefalonia. Though he survived and told his tale, his incredible escape was dismissed for decades, until 1997, when divers found the wreck, proving John's story and uncovering a remarkable tale of survival. In the icy depths off the coast of Greece, where the crystal-clear Mediterranean waters concealed deadly threats, the HMS Perseus lay on patrol. It was 1941, and these waters, deceptively calm on the surface, were teeming with mines, ready to strike. This stretch of sea, just south of the Greek islands, was a lifeline and a death trap, a silent arena where submarines vanished without a trace, swallowed by history, only to emerge decades later with tales of impossible survival. John Hawtrey Capes, born on September 20th, 1910, was the son of a British diplomat. Educated at Dulwich College, he was known for his tall stature, dark hair, and almond-shaped eyes. In 1935, he joined the Royal Navy, and by 1938, he had entered the submarine service as a stoker second class, a critical yet low-ranking position in the engine room. Despite the inherent dangers of submarine duty, especially in the clear, shallow waters of the Mediterranean during World War II, Capes served with distinction. In 1941, while stationed in Malta, he was involved in a minor accident with a horse and cart, leading to a court date. However, as the war intensified, he was reassigned to the HMS Thrasher, a T-class submarine. After a brief leave in Malta, he returned to active duty aboard the HMS Perseus, a Parthian-class submarine built in 1929, tasked with supply missions in the Mediterranean and noted for sinking several enemy vessels. On the night of December 6, 1941, HMS Perseus, a British submarine, was patrolling the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Greece. The crew, including second-class stoker John Capes, was accustomed to the routine hum of the engines and the gentle sway of the vessel beneath the waves. Capes, resting in a makeshift bunk near the torpedo tubes, was jolted awake by a sudden, violent explosion. The submarine had struck an Italian mine, and the force of the blast plunged the vessel into darkness as it began to take on water rapidly. Amidst the chaos, Capes managed to find a flashlight, illuminating a scene of devastation, crew members injured or lifeless, the submarine's interior flooding, and the vessel descending uncontrollably toward the ocean floor. As the submarine settled on the seabed, Capes faced a harrowing reality, trapped deep underwater with limited options for escape. In the treacherous waters of the Mediterranean during World War II, the unseen adversary was the Italian naval mine, a silent sentinel of destruction. Anchored stealthily beneath the waves, these mines were designed to detonate upon contact, unleashing devastating explosions capable of tearing through the hulls of even the most formidable vessels. Their presence turned the sea into a perilous labyrinth, where each voyage carried the risk of sudden annihilation. For submarines like HMS Perseus, these mines were particularly menacing, as the confined underwater environment offered little room for evasion. The Italian forces strategically deployed these mines to disrupt Allied supply lines and naval operations, making them a formidable and ever-present threat to maritime navigation during the conflict. As HMS Perseus settled on the seabed, John Capes faced a dire situation. The submarine's interior was rapidly flooding, and the air grew increasingly toxic. Amidst the chaos, Capes discovered 3 injured crew members clinging to life. Determined to save them, he distributed the Davis Submerged Escape Apparatus (DSEA) sets, devices designed for emergency ascents. However, the depth gauge indicated they were at 270 feet, far beyond the DSEA's recommended limit of 100 feet. Despite this, Capes knew that remaining inside meant certain death. He attempted to open the escape hatch, but the immense external pressure kept it sealed. Undeterred, he flooded the compartment to equalize the pressure, a perilous maneuver that risked drowning them all. With water rising around them, Capes finally managed to open the hatch, and they began their ascent. Tragically, the other men succumbed during the ascent, leaving Capes alone in the dark, frigid waters of the Mediterranean. Disoriented and exhausted, he spotted distant cliffs illuminated by moonlight and began a grueling swim toward them, battling hypothermia and the ever-present threat of enemy patrols. After hours of relentless effort, he reached the shores of Kefalonia, where local fishermen found him unconscious and near death. Despite the island's occupation by Axis forces, the villagers risked their lives to hide Capes, providing him shelter and care for 18 months. Eventually, through a daring operation, British intelligence arranged for his extraction, and Capes returned to the Royal Navy. However, his extraordinary tale of survival was met with skepticism. The Navy questioned his presence on Perseus, as his name wasn't on the official crew list, and the depth from which he claimed to have escaped seemed implausible. Despite his detailed accounts, many dismissed his story as fabrication. During this time, Capes dyed his hair black to blend in and lost significant weight due to the scarcity of food. In May 1943, with the assistance of the Greek resistance, he was smuggled to Smyrna in Turkey aboard a kayak, eventually making his way back to British lines. Upon his return, Capes's extraordinary tale was met with skepticism. His name was absent from the official crew list of the Perseus, leading many to doubt his account. Despite this, he was awarded the British Empire Medal for his courage and endurance. It wasn't until 1997, when Greek diver Kostas Thoktorides located the wreck of the Perseus, that Capes's story was validated. The discovery of the open escape hatch and a rum bottle matching Capes's description provided tangible evidence of his survival. This posthumous vindication cemented his legacy as a testament to human resilience and the will to survive against insurmountable odds. John's story was finally vindicated as an extraordinary account of bravery and survival against overwhelming odds,